Hey everybody, it's Wednesday. It's what not, why not time. Yep, the weekly podcast about whatnot and what you can do for new sellers. So, everybody, let's get started. Let's start bringing in our guests. They're sitting backstage, they're ready to tackle the cool topics of the week. Let's start with Mr. Alien Warrior. He's my friend from up north in the great state, the 51st state of Canada. Alien Warrior.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me back, buddy. Glad to be here.
All right. Next, she's a staple. She's here every week. It is the Big T, Skipping Stones.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me back.
I got to make one for Alien. I just haven't made one yet.
I can only imagine what it's
And
going to be.
oh no, I do have one for Alien. Hold on, I do.
Okay. Oh my God.
Sorry, I did do one. And here's Skipping.
Bud, bud, Fines, bud, bud, Fines, bud, bud.
And of
Oh
course,
my goodness.
we've got Punisher Rider.
Welcome, welcome. You've heard the old story. After 7 days, he decided to rest. Well, after his rest, he realized there was one thing that was missing: Punisher Rider. And I'm here, baby.
Uh-huh. Yep. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, gotta love Timu Stone Cold.
Cracks me up every time.
We're still waiting for the you know what? I'm gonna play it anyways because he's late again, and here it is. This is what we had for the interrupter himself, Mr. Stevie, Crazy Cool Comics.
Where have all the good men gone and where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising up?
His dance breaks are a must see on Whatnot.
Oh, they're just I couldn't get the video to export because it was actually him doing the the, the
The
truck
dance.
thing. Yeah, it was just it would have made it so much better. Uh,
Oh,
First time I
next,
seen him do that, I was like, I think me and you were both in the room, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's like singing and he's busting moves. And I'm like, this is great.
oh, you had to see him when he did the Michael Jackson. When he had the Michael Jackson outfit on. Uh, yeah,
that's funny.
Pilsner's like, have you never seen that? Yeah, that's you must have seen it, Alien from Spaceballs.
I guess there's not a Canadian Spaceballs.
I guess not. All right. Well, let's get started.
That's awesome.
Um, we're going to talk about our uh, new little topic, and it is good versus bad. What did you see? We've got a smaller panel tonight, so let's go with. You can go with one good, one bad that you saw this week and whatnot. We'll start with Alien.
Are you on mute?
No, he's talking. I just can't hear anything.
Alien to
now?
America.
Yeah,
Alien language. Don't read
Can you
our
guys hear
minds.
me okay?
Now we
your
can.
internet, yeah, your internet's going in and out, but
Oh,
nope.
okay, sorry about that, guys. I'll try to talk clearer. So I was on Comic Tom's site once, and it was like 500 people there, and they were auctioning a book that had just come out and had been signed, and they were going for ridiculous valuations. Like I'm talking like 4 or 5, but really felt like sometimes the hype can carry a book so far, you know what I mean? And then later it just drops like a rock. In terms of good, I think one thing I like about Whatnot is that the community is really solid, and there's not really much that matches it. Like if you're on another platform like eBay, for example, you're really just a lone collector out there or a seller, for example. But with Whatnot, you really take advantage, I think, of the networking effect that it has vis-a-vis, just the chat or even just what you're doing, Flat Earth, putting the group together and just meeting other folks. And I do like that aspect of it. And you can really learn a lot from other sellers. So the bad valuations on new books are ridiculous. Good community.
Very cool. All right, Skipping. What have you seen good and bad this week?
I've seen some trolling that was bad, but the good was the way they handled it. In that story, sometimes I think people need to check themselves, right? And not be so it's all about me. And it's very rare when I see that, but I seen it a couple times this week in a couple streams. And but again, that's what that whole exit from the room feature's for, right? But the good is the community. I haven't seen, anything that really screams out to me. But the community is something that's special. And I got a letter this week from one of my friends. They sent it a couple weeks ago, but I just opened it. And it was very touching, and it made me realize how much as a seller how we were impacting people's lives and the community within each other. We are impacting each other's lives, and to so much so that sometimes it's giving people hope and a direction and a purpose. And I think that a lot of times I just go on and I'm just in the moment having fun and doing my thing, but it literally brought tears to my eyes to realize how much how much of an effect we have on other people, and how some of them look forward to our shows, and some people are really truly invested in us as individuals and our community. And I think we should really embrace that and understand that. And it brought a new light to myself. And I just want to say thank you to the person. I don't want to call a person out that wrote the letter. But if they're listening, they know who they are. And it put wind under my wings, because I've been kind of struggling with, am I doing the right thing? You know, as I look at my house and it's full of stuff and, you know, boxes and shipping supplies and, you know, I look at my dining area and it's full of shipping supplies and it's sometimes it's very cumbersome, right? And over it's a little much. But then when I get a moment like that, it makes it all worthwhile. And I just want to say that that is the community is much more than we probably understand to some people. And so, you know, I mean, it's truly been the best experience I've had in. It's probably rates in the best in my life, right? I mean, granted, I've got children, and that was great, and I've had some pretty great moments in my life throughout. But the bonds and the friendships that we make are much more deeper and less superficial than one would think. And I certainly wasn't expecting it. And that's good.
Good. That's awesome to hear. We can definitely change. You definitely can change people's lives, even with a compliment on a bad day. So
It absolutely, absolutely. Give people sometimes they're, you know, I've received a few messages and few letters throughout my time on Whatnot, and you know, some of them are much more deeper than others, but I just think we need to understand that there are people out there that are struggling with reasons to live and struggling with reasons to get up in the morning. And it may be just that one moment of acceptance that hello, how you doing? That you know, engaging in a little bit of laughter or just a nice compliment or you know, just being communicating with these you know, not these people, but the people that come in your room and or that you come across in other people's rooms that may just change not only their moment, their day, but their future. And that's an incredible an incredible realization to really think that you have that much power in what you say and what you do.
Mr. Punisher, what have you got this week for good and bad?
I want to kind of feed a little bit off of skipping a little bit on this. Um, it's not really what happened on Whatnot. It actually happened at MegaCon, and I'm gonna go through a an artist friend of mine that you all know. We do books together. Um, he called me and told me that people that met us at Heroes, um, and we traded some books for them, how like excited they were and how they sold out of them and how much they loved our work and everything, and kind of feeding off what Skippin says. It all started because of Whatnot. I didn't know Flat Earth. I didn't know Skippin. I didn't know who Surtur was. I didn't know any of you 3 years ago. And the bonds that you've made and the connections you make, and you go to a convention and you set up, and you don't know what to expect. You think you're putting out something cool, and hopefully people like it. And because that's what I mean, there's so many comics, there's so many people doing this. So for you to stand out and for people to appreciate what you do, and for people to sit there and make fantastic compliments and tell you it's really, really special. And like Skippin says, whether it's a letter, it's a compliment, you are making a difference. You're changing, because right now there's somebody that is looking at something that I created that's hanging on their wall and is one of their prized possessions, or something that's and that's special. And it's only because of Whatnot. And the connections, whether I go into a stream and I do the two finger salute and to Santa, or the Fordgasm comes in and we do the eyeballs. It's these connections. And other people, I go in the All Things That Rocks, and she does the hey Punisher and the fingers up. It's all kinds of connections. It's little memes. It's little whatever. I mean, we created the NWO and the new Whatnot order. And I could tell you, I mean, the bond, that we have a special text thread, we're always looking out for each other. It's kind of like a theme that we go into a show if all of us come in. So it's kind of cool things like that you get to kind of escape reality a little bit from your everyday life. Everybody has life going on, and things happen all the time, whether it's bad or good. But as a community, I can tell you that the bonds that I've made on Whatnot and the people that I've connected with are stronger bonds now than I can say for people that I've known my entire life. And they're absolutely amazing people. Yeah, trust me, I've had some people that there's been some issues with, but overall the community is special. And these people that have came in your life, they came in your life for a reason. And you just got to be grateful that they're there, because these people that you make these connections with actually do care. And whether it's me and Santa going back and forth about a book that I bought on Skipping Stones, about arguing back and forth for an hour, whether it's the first Jaws appearance, or whatever, it was fun. But overall, it's that. The bad, I can tell you the bad, what I've seen, and with one of the big cons that came up, MegaCon, is people rushed a lot of shit to try to sell it really quick for that convention. And I, for somebody that creates content and doing stuff, I just wish people would put quality over just trying to make a quick buck. So that's my bad. But my goods about this community, it's really special.
It is.
Yeah, the community, absolutely top notch. It's a lot of fun, a lot of cool people I got to meet over the years, except for maybe Punisher. I mean, like, it's just,
He's
Hey,
all
I have
right.
a compliment for you too. Fuck you, Santa.
yep, yep, no problem. You know what I got to say to that?
Simon says, go play in traffic.
That
Uh,
never gets old.
no, it's all in good fun. Yeah, the community top notch, best. It just keeps getting better every week. The bad, I won't say who, but somebody decided to start at the last few streams, and somebody has been bidding me up like crazy. Only me, so they bid up past where FMV is every time, and I'm like, well, dude, I won. Like, sorry, but I didn't win the book, but I still won.
You won the
And he's
war.
like, and I'm like, dude, you keep doing this, you're going to get banned, because you're like, you are seriously bidding somebody up purposely. That's bid bullying. That's a thing on Whatnot. There's problems with
Dude,
that.
it sounds like you could a troll.
Yes, I got a troll. Yes.
That means you're somebody.
And we talked
Wow.
about this, Anna. How stupid is that? Because we have talked about being patient because there's that it is very, very rare that there's only going to be one.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about losing thing. I don't even care. In fact, I actually get a kick out of it. They're like, "You're mad." I'm like, "No, no, actually, I'm laughing my ass off because,
Yeah, you probably got 3 copies already.
well, no, it's not that. It's the just the fact that, look, if I'm in your head that much, I've already
You're
won.
taking, right? You're taking up space, buddy.
Whatever. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's just that was the bad. I'm like, look, you're gonna get reported. You're gonna have a problem. Just don't be a dick. That's all.
Not even a hard on, just stick with clothes on.
What? Just, anyways. Um, don't want to bring it down. Because trust me, the community is 99.99% of the community is really good.
It's second to none.
And I've learned when you've had that bad, you take the high road, they'll fade themselves away.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay. So we're going to get into the topics. First topic is one that Punisher brought up, and that's what feature would you like? Oh, there's Joey. Late as usual. Hold on. There's the Joey. Hold on, we gotta play his video.
Sorry,
Bingo.
guys.
We gotta play his video. Where'd it go now? Oh, there it is.
Here we go. Oh my God, you guys are too much, man.
Okay. Yeah, the first one is what feature would you like Whatnot to implement? What is a feature that that you're like, this has to be put in immediately? Punisher, since it's your topic, I'll let you go first.
Well, first of all, I'd like to see additional features for the mods, such as a like special kind of alert button. I know, like when we try to get Skippins. Joey, are you on mute?
Put yourself on mute.
We we I would like to have some kind of a special alert, whether it's like a flash or it's something to be able to alert the sellers better than just having to like red chat something. I would also like it that there would be a quicker way to upload the books, especially for people that want to list. Maybe like you can do like a video kind of thing. I personally, I know people.
Hold on, Punisher. Sorry, Joey. We've got feedback coming through. Like there's an echo coming through your.
Coming through mine?
Yeah. So just I would suggest this when you're not talking, just mute yourself. There you go. Perfect.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Punisher.
That's all right. I know that this is. I personally, since you could put emojis, I would love that if Whatnot would have some kind of meme feature, especially for certain things. I know it might eat up some chat. It could be something that I think that I would like to see in the chat. I think it could be funny in some ways and entertaining. Um, I also want Whatnot to have something that is not about keep pushing people down. And if you're going to promote a show, these people come in, they spend, I think, $35 or $36, and it lasts what, a few minutes. I think that is bullshit. And I think if you're gonna do a promotion for a show, I think it should be a little bit better. I think it's a wasted thing. I also think that they should be able to put a different, like, if you go to put your title of your show and if you don't do it right, part of it's cut off. I don't like that you can't see the whole title if you want to make it. That's something else I want to see. I just want to see things like that. Just small tweaks at this point. Um, I think that overall, compared to a lot of other categories I've been in, they really promote and push those other categories in the comics as like the redheaded stepchild anymore. I would like for them to show us a little bit more love. That, we've got tons of comic people. We've been there for since the beginning, and yeah, I like the GIF idea. Yes, for sure. And that's what I would like to see. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff. A lot of the stuff they want us to come up with and do. I think one thing I definitely want to see whatnot, and I actually seen it today, on an app game that flows a million ads. I did see a whatnot ad finally, so I would like to see whatnot be at more cons. Um, I know they're at the super big ones, but you know, I think Whatnot's big enough that they should almost be a present like CGC at those cons. So I think that way you could get a lot more people to sign up. There could be a lot more sellers. You can show them what kind of platform you have. You, different Whatnot people are coming to these conventions. So it'd be nice to get some of the streamers on there, whether it's comics or whatever. And I just feel like they need to show the comic group a little bit more love.
They used to. I remember like 3 years ago, they had, I think it was at San Diego, they had a booth specifically, or like a whatnot house that sellers could come and actually live stream at their house booth thing.
They had it at New York, but it's like it's only the super super big ones.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they can't come to other. There's other like Galaxies and Terrificon, and I mean these aren't as San Diego or New York or C2E2, but there's no reason why, as big as they are now. I understand in the beginning you're trying to do a startup, but there's no reason why they can't.
Yeah. Um,
I mean,
all
how
right.
much would it cost them to set up a booth? They don't
No,
have to do the big in-house thing, but they could do something.
and I guarantee you a lot of the, other than the real big cons, a lot of the cons are going to want. Oh, we lost Joey. A lot of the big ones are going to want to have them there so they can bring them in, and they probably pay for their booth, or something. But either way, um,
Oh, one
Mr.
more thing.
Joey.
I would
Oh,
also
sorry.
like to see the when you co host,
Mhm.
that both people would be able to set up a sell auction kind of thing instead of just one.
Yeah,
That would be one thing I
that
would like
one,
to see.
that's a very logistical
Excellent point.
nightmare. That's a logistical nightmare. But yeah, I get your point.
Listen,
You guys
you
still
pay
getting
people to do
feedback?
this.
I know. I mean, me and Alien can figure it out, but that's beside the point.
Then it can't
uh,
be that hard.
funny, Mr. Joey. What feature would you like to see? What not?
Well, I got one big pet peeve with Whatnot on how they handle the sellers. Okay. First of all, they navigate everybody towards these big sellers because they do $50,000 in sales and everything like that. And a lot of people navigate towards them. I would like to see them give the sellers who are excellent ratings some type of a, not like wings or anything like that, just make them more, how am I going to put this? Just make it so that people know that, hey, these are your really, really good sellers who have been on here a long time, who have sold a lot of stuff and take care of the customer. You know, do you understand what I'm saying?
So basically, like a premier shop and like all-star sellers.
There's something similar to that. That's my biggest pet peeve. And I like the one about you with the co-hosting, Punisher.
Mr. Alien, what do you think we should be? What's a feature that definitely needs to be added immediately?
Yeah, sure. So from the buyer's perspective, right? So I'm just kind of like scrolling around a show that shows me like I'm speakerless or muted or something, like a crossed out speaker, or one that's just showing that I'm talking, that I have sound on. And from a seller perspective, yeah, I have a variation of that co-host idea, like, and kind of modding too. Like as people show up in your room, you should be able to tap on them, make them a co-host with video too, with a screen, a little screen in the corner of our co-host there. Maybe entertaining, whatever, policing the chat. But you should be able to do this interactively while the show's on. And yeah, I would also agree the setup for new listings is really clunky. Like I'd like a mass upload feature. I don't know if there is one. I'll have to look into that. But another thing that
I make a point to that real quick on
really
that one?
Annoys me is I always go to the comics section. I never look at bobbleheads or.
Nope, you muted yourself, I think, Alien. Are you there? Nope. I think his internet might have.
Can I make a point? Can I make a point to that one? The last one he just said about you guys with the uploading and everything like that.
Yeah.
All right. So I've been working with the import feature for about a month now, and I've had a lot of success with it. And that's a bulk upload. What I do is I load everything into my CLZ, and then I export it as XML. And everything that you need for the import to whatnot is on there. You got your title, you got your pricing, you got your cost, you got your image URLs and everything like that. And then I just take that XML into a CSV and copy all the things that I want right into the import feature, and I've had a lot of success with it. It takes me no time at all to upload bulk.
Yeah, it works. It's a little clunky, but yeah.
Yeah, a little clunky, but
Awesome.
It works. And I can show if Punisher, if you need to work.
I'll check that out, man. Thanks.
I'll show you.
The other thing I like. Maybe
we lost Galen.
Whatnot. Why not?
Oh, there we go.
It. The app. Every time I open the app, I always do one thing, and the first thing I do is click on comics. I don't look at bobbleheads or any of this other crap. I just look at comics. So can I please just have a default to that? That's simple. Other than that, I'd like to see like icons showing that if I'm muted or not, because I go into rooms and they can't. The seller can't tell if I can't hear them or not, right? So a little visual icon there might be good. And the website does crash a lot. Not that the app does. The app does itself as well. These stability things are probably just normal development problems anyway. But nonetheless, I think the app is pretty solid. I am seeing a lot more advertisements for Whatnot on the business channels. Punisher's con idea exposure there is just paramount. That's where they're going to get a lot more of their business. That's I think all I got, guys. I hope you heard me okay.
Yeah, we heard you
Yep,
that time.
we got you. All right, skipping. What's a feature that you'd like to see, or a couple features that Whatnot should implement?
Well, I think you know how people do the bins and stuff like that, and sometimes people do flash sales. I think that they should be able to do like select all or select several of them at the same time and flash sale it with one quick, button or two. Um, sorry about that. And then as far as the co-hosting goes, you can co-host anybody. The problem is if they're one's on Apple and one's on iPhone, it gets a lot of feedback if they're not on a Bluetooth device. Because I've co-hosted just for a couple moments with seller as a customer, and I've seen people that were co-hosted that were just the customers, and they didn't have the seller feature, and they were able to co-host too. If they're on their phone and they're using the app, they can co-host. And that's kind of fun. So you can like turn someone on for a second or two just by clicking on their picture and then allow to co-host. They accept it, they talk, and then you deactivate them, right? But I would like to see it where you could have multiple people, like how we got 5 people. I'd like to see where you could co-host with 3 or 4 people at the same time, 5 people or whatever the number may be, and have it where you could have like a little discussion going on about the book or whatever at the same time, and have it be kind of like more of a Zoom feature maybe. That would be nice. That's one thing I think that would be really fun, and or even without the camera and just have where the audio where it's that I think would be very handy. I definitely think mod features need to be enhanced. I think even a stop feature would be nice for them to when something needs to be addressed and they can flash a banner across your screen and stop the show for whatever. And granted, that may not be a feature you'd want to give every mod, but certain mods you'd want to. I think that would be beneficial. I think that even it would be nice, and I know that there's logistics involved, but like to run a giveaway, to help you run your giveaways, or and again, that would not be necessarily in every mod feature. That would be like assigned to a certain mod. Like it would be nice for me to have my mom be able to just start hitting the giveaway button when instead of reminding me, hey Teresa, do a giveaway, right? And so I think that there's more features that mods should be able to have. And I think there should be more community features with the socializing, and then I see people that do the flash sales, and it's a struggle because they're like they got to spend 5 minutes or so if they've got several items, like say they want to flash their whole bin and they got 100 items, they got to go through each one individually. That's ridiculous. And they need
Oh,
to be
hell
able
yeah.
to they need to be able to like select all or select a group of them, the ones that they want, and do it boom 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 as if it was one, but they've selected all of them to say say 10% or 20% or whatever, and then be able to move on and do the shows. And I don't think that, I think that if you want to do a flash sale and you want it to run for your entire stream, that should be a feature where you click that box instead of it just run for whatever time. I don't know what the time limit is, but I know that I've been in streams where they've done the flash and they've set it for, I think it's a 2-hour maximum, and before the stream's over they've got to go back in and reset their flash sales to go on some more. And I think that it should be enhanced in that area. That's all I got.
All right. As far as what you said about the buy it now and the flash and stuff like that, all they would have to do is implement it so that it's actually on your inventory, because you can bulk edit your inventory and you could
Yeah.
automatically set it up like that. That would be the easiest way for them to do it, because they only
Okay.
have certain columns that you can see when you do your import and bulk edit.
Yeah, they can do. They could do it. It's the same.
They're just doing it wrong.
Well, it's not. It's just put it this way. It's not necessarily a feature that everyone uses, so they go after the main things, and they still have to fix so much of the other stuff. But
Sure.
I would
That's
like,
it. Go ahead.
I think reaching off what people have been saying, I think instead of having to go in your shop to basically like you would run a different auction at a different price, why not put the giveaway on the front as a button that you can hit the button that says giveaway, and it gives you a quick thing. It says, do you want to run a giveaway? Yes. Like yes, no. Just in case you hit the button, just like it does when do you want to remove somebody. So I think it should be on your main screen so you could go ahead, so you don't have to hit the button and go across to go hit a giveaway. That's one thing. And with the co-hosting, if most people probably on the app, I would say the majority of people, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't have the statistics, but I think most people watch Whatnot on their phone. And with your phone, no matter how big of a phone you got, whether you got the Max, you got one that folds out, whatever you got, or you're like Joey and uses a flip phone.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're Nokia. I think you should be able to minimize the person that's co-hosting up in the corners or something like that. Because if you've ever seen a co-hosted show, the person that, okay, the other person's talking or you guys are talking back and forth. But the problem is when somebody's trying to sell a product, this product is so small because we're using our phones. It's hard to see as your screen is then cut in half. And I think that if you could put the people
Yeah.
in the quarter or have
I
different
agree.
people, I think it would help with the co-hosting, because in the co-hosting, you're just going to hear that person's voice because the other person's not going to be selling, but you just see a small thumbnail basically of them. And that's what it should be, a thumbnail. When you cut that half screen, it really hurts the person that I think what you're trying to intend to do.
Well, that if they use it just like an OBS type of thing where the thumbnail comes up, you know, some of the sellers, they put that little box with them in it. It
Yeah.
should be exactly like that.
Correct.
I agree.
well, you can set it up like that, but again, it's just like Skippin was saying with multiple people. You can. The problem is it's because you can use OBS and you can set it up, but you have to set up a scene for every individual thing you want. So if you want two sellers, you'd have to set up two scenes, one with the one person as the main and a little box, and the other one as a little thing and a box. Plus, you might want one to show a product with both of you in small. And, like I'm just saying, is the problem with OBS is it's not dynamic. That's why we use the software that we use here for multiple, right? Multiple people, because it can be dynamic. It'll change in an instant, right? I can change it like this. I can change it like that. I can change it like this, right?
We need to be able to do that.
Well,
Right.
the thing is I spoke to somebody at Whatnot at one point in time, and I asked them about, doing the multiples like we're doing right now. And they
Yep.
said it would cost them millions and millions of dollars to get it to go where it's got to go because it'd have to be like a StreamYard or something like that.
But it doesn't. That's the thing.
I
The
know,
problem
I
is
know.
all they have to do is um, use this. They went on their own and used their own way of doing their own API for doing OBS controlling.
Exactly.
All they had to do was use the RTMP standard that everybody else uses
Hmm.
when you go for getting streams, because we can stream it right out of StreamYards too and do it just the same. So it could be done, and StreamYards now has a feature that you can do it for people with that are on what do you call it, are on phone or on desktops. They get the 16:9. The other one does it as a phone, so it actually does it correctly. So that's what I'm saying is, and it sets it as two different feeds, and it's really good. But the problem is, Whatnot won't do it.
Nope.
And for the normal person, I'm saying that somebody that's not technical as much,
Yeah, it's too hard.
how difficult is it to set up OBS?
It's
OBS is
not
not.
easy. It's not
It's
easy
not.
for some people.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably walk you through it pretty quickly,
No,
but
I'm not
setting
saying,
up
I'm talking
multiple.
about somebody that wants to maybe do some OBS, because OBS has some really, really cool stuff that you can do and everything. But you're also talking about somebody that, you know, barely can work their phone, or, maybe took them 10 weeks to put their logo picture on their,
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's put a pin. Let's put a pin in this.
Mhm.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
did notice it. Uh, uh, put a pin, and we'll use this as a future topic.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I can actually show it live with my OBS
okay,
and
write it down.
Yeah,
Write
but
it down.
I know
save
you're gonna
save it.
do it, but you got to understand something. Not everyone has the right equipment to run OBS.
Correct.
All
Correct.
right, that's the biggest problem of them all because you need a lot of memory for graphics. So you need a graphics, one with a graphics accelerator in it that's like more than 16 megabytes. Because even when I run on mine, it takes up a lot of memory. And I've got a fast computer. So you need one of those mega computers in order to run OBS correctly.
No,
Yeah.
no. I do it on my gaming laptop, and that's
All
only got
right. So your
16
gaming laptop has how many megs of memory?
16 gigs of memory,
All right,
and
16 gigs. And what about your graphics?
the graphics card has 8.
All right. A lot of people don't have that.
True, but
I don't have it.
okay. Well, yeah, but most OBS usually works pretty well on a basic computer, and most people are using it. It works pretty damn fine, especially when you set the right settings.
Well, it took me a while and I finally got it set up the way I wanted it. But, in
Okay.
order to use it, you need the right camera also.
Yes. Yes.
All right. That's the biggest point.
Okay.
I've got a $30 camera and it's like, okay. And that's it.
Well, you can use your phone. There's a plugin that for OBS that actually uses your phone. You can use phones.
So I can use my iPad.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, then you got to show me how to do that, broski.
Will do.
It's in a future show, Joey.
Okay. Wait a minute.
All right, so let's go to the next topic. And that was brought up by Skippin a couple weeks ago, and that was about time zones. Where do you put your shows? Because we were talking about, we were finding great deals at like
Midnight.
yeah, midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Punisher was talking about it. So yeah.
Sleep bidding.
So Skippin, it's your topic. So let's let you start.
I don't have an answer for that. I just think that I think that See, I see some of my friends that are sellers, and some of them are struggling where other ones are doing well. And it's not that they're not providing a great show. And sometimes I think it's because there's too many other people on. And then there's other times when I think there's just not enough people on. But I don't have an answer for it. I think that I know that like Saturday mornings when I've done the 30-minute rapid fire and then I rate into Punisher, Surtur, Orgasm and stuff like that, I have a lot of people that show up in the room. And like Saturday morning seems like it would be a great choice for sellers if they could get their ass out of bed. And but as far as the right time, I think that's got to be played with by the person, and sometimes it might take more than once to do it. I know 4 o'clock seems to be good for me. I think I probably could even go up to 3 o'clock, and because a lot of my customer base is on the East Coast, and so I'm already well into the evening when I start my stream, and so I don't have an answer for you guys other than you got to play with it, try it, and don't be so stuck if possible, because I know a lot of people have their own outside lives that they got to deal with, whether it's children or whether it's another, a job or whatever, another commitment of whatever sort that may restrict some of the times. But I think that you just got to play with it and find the best that's for you. And try not to go up against the biggest sellers unless you're crazy like me. And then you just say, well, I want to swim in the pond, so I'm going to jump in the water.
Yeah, but see, that's one thing that everybody complains about. Every time I go on, you got all these big sellers on. Hey, you got your own followers. Don't worry about who's on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Really.
Yeah, I never have worried about who else was on. No. But I see. I don't know what the answer is. Like I said, I don't know what the answer is, but I do think that there's some prime shopping hours, and that's around 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. I see some deals that I'm like, I feel bad for the seller. I'm like, what are you doing to yourself? Right. And there's one or two people in the room and they're selling the book for a couple dollars, and that book should be going for, well, upwards of 100 or more. And I think if you're going to be doing that, you need to be very careful about who you have in the room, the volume of people in the room. And I'm not saying you have to have 50 people in the room, but certainly more than one or two people bidding. And that can still equal into a good bidding war if you got a couple people. But I see a lot more losses than I see wins in that situation. So I think that depending on the hour that you're going to be running, I think you need to be looking at the way you do your stream too. But shopping 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I'm asleep. Punisher, what have you got for us on this?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say something that's not going to be too friendly, I guess, and may offend some people. When you are starting out on Whatnot, you need to find a place that works for you. And I'm sorry, you could have all these great books, you could be whatever, you could blow smoke out your ass. When you're going on Friday evenings, Saturday from noon on, and Sunday, I would say from 3 o'clock on, those are premium times that you're going to have a shit ton of sellers on there. and you're going to be sitting in a room by yourself with only 1 to 4 people, and you're going to wonder what you're doing wrong.
Exactly.
And you know, I'm going to throw Skippin has a unique situation. Skippin jumped in the pond. Skippin has a unique situation where she, and everybody knows Skippin's situation, where she is doing something for her family. Her uncle had all these comic book stores. So Skippin's situation is very, very unique. It is very similar with Mastermind. Mastermind came on there, he got a storage unit. Very, very unique situation. Okay. They get a lot of people in the room because there's a lot of people looking. You don't know what they're going to put up. And we have seen giant size X-Men's. We have seen all kinds of goodies come out of both of those shows. But you got to realize they're unique. If you're just a seller that's got a couple short boxes of books and coming on and trying to come on during, I'm not even worried about the ones that do pop-ups. We all know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
The Toms, the Riders. Listen, they have
The nerdy
earned what
girls.
they have earned what they have earned. Okay, they go on YouTube. They have became somewhat of an icon in their own thing that they have done. Good for them. You know what? There's a lot of people that would trade places with them. Good for them. But that they're only on for a moment. And that doesn't even matter because most of those people aren't even going to be coming in your room anyway. But out of, if you look at the number of us, like 1,000 people, 800 people, 900 people, and say there's 300 people in that room, because Davis and Tom don't go on the same time. They may go one after another, and then there's some other ones that might come on. Here's the thing you have to realize. So there could be 700 more people in the comic stream. And if you're only pulling 2 or 3, why? Is it your books? Is it maybe you're trying to just do a binge show and be lazy? Are you're not entertaining? You're just boring? I mean, or just you're sitting there saying on your thing, big keys, all big things. I can tell you right now, that's something bad that I've seen. People lying on
Oh
their
yeah.
thumbnails, people lying on their statements of what they're selling, and then you get in, they go vintage keys, big keys, showing all kinds of books. You go in their stream, they're selling some new 52 something. Okay, not that there's nothing wrong with New 52, but I'm just saying is what are what are you
Don't
selling?
know.
What I'm saying is, because I tell you right now, I go in your stream for 2 minutes, I look in your bin for a minute, and I see you're full of shit. My ass is leaving. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't buying nothing from you.
Yep.
And then I'll go into another stream and my money will go in that stream because they're actually showing stuff that I'd rather have, because that's the streams I go into. I'm not an Invincible fan. Even though Invincible books are cool, they're whatever. I'm not an Invincible fan. It's not my thing. I don't if somebody says they're having Invincible, I skip that show because I know it's nothing I want. And I know there's a lot of Invincible fans and I wouldn't whatever. I mean, if Invincible 1 came my way, I'm not going to turn it away, but I'm just saying that it's not my thing. So I skip that show. But if there's a show that's like vintage detective, okay, you sit there, put vintage detective, you put some vintage detective on or something similar like that, and I go in your show and you're showing New 52, I don't think so. So number one, don't lie. Put I don't know why people put these thumbnails of books they never had, or just like, oh, it's cool, it's like eye candy. Okay, what are you doing? That's the biggest thing I say with that. And it's not about, listen, you do you. If you feel like you want to sit on Whatnot for 10 hours and you want to sell 5 books and that's what you want to do all day, you do you. Okay. I'm just saying, if you're trying to make money, if you're trying to make this in a business, if you're trying to sell what you have to get more stuff, bigger stuff, better stuff, that ain't going to work. And you know what? Why come on Saturday when you literally just started Whatnot more than, I would say, 6 months ago, within 6 months, and you're just you keep doing the same thing. There's a line where it sits there and says, you keep making the same mistakes over and over again, you're the idiot. And you have to go and find a place, okay? It's just maybe not at that time. There's every book that's out there, no matter what comic it is. I have seen the most shittiest comic to the best comics. There's something for everyone. There's somebody out there that wants that comic, whether it's a bad comic or whatever. Even a low grade to a highest grade. Because some people that want that book but can't afford it in high grade would just be happy just to have it in low grade. So there's all kinds of people, there's all kinds of budgets and everything. So you got to find your place. Then you sit there and you do have decent books and you go on and you're like, okay, this is FMV. Let me add $15 on top of it because of whatnot fees.
That's
So I'm
crazy.
saying is you're asking for a premium because your ass may be paid too much for that book and you're trying to get a profit on top of it. And you realize that nobody's going to buy that because you know what? There might be one sucker out there and you were it. So that's just a little something that I want to throw out there with that. The other thing that I seen with the timeline, um, us East Coasters, man, I tell you what, we hurt really, really bad. And I can tell you, me and Santa are the same. I can tell you when skipping started, I was with her till 6 a.m. in the morning. I fell asleep once or twice. Yeah, those were long shows because, and again, because Skippin's situation was unique, we didn't know what we would see. And you know, we were always waiting for that special book, and they came a couple times, and we were there, and we didn't want to miss it. Just like Mastermind, that's why Mastermind could go from midnight till, and he's in Florida, he's East Coast. He could go from midnight East Coast to 8 a.m. and you'll have 70 people in that room thinking he's going to throw something crazy up that people are going to want. So
And he will.
those situations are very unique. So you have to understand that. What I have seen is we've got our premium, we got certain people that come on, and then after hours, like people are like, even good sellers that sell other places and have eBay and have all that are coming on at certain times. Okay, they may get I've seen it where there's only 7 people in a room, but the bidding is insane. And I've seen people with 50 people in the room and you're only selling shit for $1 or two. So I'm just saying is there's people that are just watching, people that just have maybe looking for one specific thing. And then you have people like if you throw a bunch of golden age stuff up or silver age or invincibles or whatever it is, you'll have those people bidding and it's like, and then you'll start seeing more and more people come in. I have found lately that I have got my best deals on special things I'm looking for. I'll tell you right now. I'll let people know because I was able to get a Peanuts #1, and it was at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
and I got it for a hell of a deal, and it was a book I didn't think I would own, and it was too good to pass up. And if I wasn't up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the only reason I was up because I had to go take a piss. And I went up, and of course, why I do this, and I'm sure there's many other people that do this also. Have to get up in the middle of the night for some reason. We're all getting older, our bodies, whatever. You come out and you put whatnot on for what reason? I'm like, just go back to bed. But no, I look it up and I go, oh, and then what happens is you not only look at something really quick, I just want to see who's on, see what's selling. All of a sudden you get caught up into it. You're like, oh, and he starts showing a couple things, he or she, and then all of a sudden you're up till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And then it's like, fuck.
I don't know
But
what you're talking about.
yeah, we all know what we're talking about. And it's not just in this stream, it's other stuff. I mean, if you're buying, I'm sure you go across whatnot, you see all these people on late at night. So is there really time? I mean, no. I mean, I wish that some of these people would be selling during, times the East Coast, but it is what it is. I mean, I honestly would rather go to work, come home, go to bed for a couple hours, and be on Whatnot from 10 o'clock till 4 in the morning. To be honest with you, I feel like the best deals and some of the craziest stuff is available at those hours.
Don't
Yep.
doubt
So,
it.
so I'll let somebody else talk now. I didn't want to take as much time as skipping. So
Oh, shots fired.
Wow.
Mr. Alien, where do you see with the time zone where to fit? Where do you get your best deals?
Yeah, this is an interesting topic. Definitely, there's premium time slots, like Punisher said. Like there's times in the week, Friday nights, Saturdays, even Sundays on the weekend, where you're looking for prime real estate for selling. I'm speaking from a selling perspective here. In terms of ideal time slot, the Earth is big, and there's lots of people all over. It's probably mostly subjective to North America. I do have customers in Australia, though, in the UK and in Germany. So there's a lot of some penetration to those geographic areas as well. Um, most of the time, if I'm getting international orders, they're not from the USA. It's like from Australia or Singapore. Um, a couple from the quite a few from the UK actually.
I heard you're really big in
In
Bangkok.
terms of time slot, I use 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Anyway, yeah, we visited there one time. I see your family. Anyhow, yeah, no. In terms of the time zones, you pick your whatever. Like, but just be aware that you're going to have these premium time slots as well. So, but the thing that's important, I think, is you want to be consistent. Now, this is something I have not been. Admittedly, I haven't had a show in a few weeks now. But I would recommend that if you are starting out, you definitely need to have like a certain. I feel like you do a certain time slot that you own, that you take charge of, and whatever that is for you is best. I chose 6 p.m. I originally choose 4 p.m., but then I moved to 6, and that's because I'm on the East Coast, and I feel like 6 o'clock is like dinner time, so families will be at home. Work is over kind of thing. But that, needless to say, there's a West Coast that's just as populous, right? So if you're doing 9 o'clock shows, that's 6 o'clock their time. So that's always something to consider. But definitely think about the week if you're doing it on a cadence of some kind. Paydays are what, Fridays? That's another thing you can think of. Sometimes Thursdays. Generally, people are paid, I think, on Thursdays and Fridays generally. So there's that as well. And it's usually a bi-weekly thing. Then you realize you bought a pickle. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I would say. It's important to kind of know your market and your customer base. But yeah, the Earth is big. But I think we've got, I think geographically, we've got the North America. I don't know if South America's involved in this yet, but if they are, that's going to be East to Western time zones as well. And the UK and the Europeans also are big into this too. So yeah, just think about those things, guys, and where people mostly live, right? In those time zones. What are the most populous time zones for dinner time or for breakfast, that kind of thing.
One thing I'm going to piggyback on what you were saying, Alien. That's really, really good advice. What I mean on the international thing is for us Canadian sellers, we have an advantage that the Americans don't. Our shipping to UK, to Australia, to uh, a lot of Europe is a whole lot cheaper than it is from the Americans, and they don't have to deal with a lot of the taxes and tariffs that they get from Americans. I don't mean the American tariffs coming in. I mean stuff coming from the Americas that they don't have to deal with when they get to Canada. So use that to your advantage. And maybe if you're a Canadian seller, say, hey, if a lot of my buyers are in UK or in Australia or something, maybe set times and time zones based on that, especially if you've got, a lot of good sellers in there.
I do want to add one thing that I forgot to mention. If something else that could hurt you is streaming every single night over and over again, showing the same books and having just hangarounds. That can hurt you also. Because if somebody comes on Monday, goes on Whatnot for a little bit, sees you on, they go in, okay. They go on Tuesday or Wednesday and they see the same stuff, they're not going to be coming back buying usually.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Joey.
Good point in the chat there. The new comic book day, I think that's Wednesdays, right? So yeah, some
Mhm.
people do those Tuesday nights to get the late 12 o'clock releases too. I've seen that. Sorry. Thanks, guys.
Oh, no worries.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to piggyback on what Punisher said about the thumbnails and stuff like that. Number one, you can't put up a book you don't have. That's really deceiving the customer. Okay, if you're going to put up a book, you need to have that book in your auction. Also, I put up books. If you look at mine, you won't see books on there unless it's I put it up there that I'm going to sell that book. Okay. And I got my foreign comics up and it says Foreign Thursday, Keys and More. I have the 3 books that have keys in them, which I do have. And like you said, if you deceive the customer, it's not a good thing. Also, you need to look how you word what you're saying, okay, as your title. All right. So you can't say you got big keys and then you go in there and like Punisher said, you got new 52. You're deceiving the customer. You can't deceive the customer. You got to be honest and transparent. Also, going back to the time zones, relatively, you got to find your own time zone. You got to find what's best for you, like everybody's been saying. Okay. I go on at different times. I'll go on at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll go on at 7 o'clock at night. I'll go on at 7 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter to me what time I go on, because when you hit those different time zones, you're getting different people in your room that haven't seen you before. All right. The other thing that pisses me off is when I go into and I look and I see on the show, hey, listen, come and help me. I got my car broken and I need to get it fixed. Hey, I don't want to go to work anymore. I need to support my dog. Come and help me out. That's bullshit. All right. It's bullshit shows. If I see anything like that, I won't even go in it. I won't even go near it, because that's deceiving the customer also, because all you're there is to grab money from the customer. And a lot of times it's bullshit. All right. And they just say that so they get people in their rooms. But as far as the new sellers go, you got to find your own niche. You got to find your own time zone. You got to be consistent. If you're going to go on and do this show at this time, the next week you need to be on at the same time so your people know that you're going to be on that time all the time. If there's anything else, time zones are time zones. You get people that are up all night that are working all night. So if you go on at 9 o'clock, my 9 o'clock is your guys' 12 o'clock. But there are a lot of people who are working the overnights and have time that come into your shows. You got people who come home from work at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And they're looking to go on and see who's on, because they're going to be up for a couple of more hours before they go to sleep to get up and go back to work. So the time zones is basically, yeah. What time do you want to eat? In a little bit. I'm just on here. Basically, you like Punisher said, and everybody else has said, is you got to find your own rhythm, your own time. but be consistent. Like Alien said, you gotta be consistent. You know, my main thing is I do all the new books. So a lot of people aren't coming in to see that, hey, I've got bronze and copper, maybe just the one show that I did, because I'm always doing new releases and stuff like that. $2 starts on randoms and everything like that. So I'm not going to get those big buyers that come in my room looking for the giant size X-Men #1, So you got to sell. Yeah.
May I try to answer the question in the chat there, the inconsistent work schedule? I mean, I feel like that's that's a tough one. I mean, you got to do what's best for you. So if you can't have that consistent cadence, say Wednesdays at 6 like I do, that's fine. I mean, as long as you let your customers know kind of expectation wise, hey guys, I'm working late tonight, so I'll be back on Tuesday, let's say. Your customers will follow you. And the points the guys and gals have made regarding honesty in your selling, that is paramount. That is tantamount. You do not want to deceive the customer in any way. You want to show all the flaws. You want to make sure you have the goddamn book on hand if you're advertising it in your thumbnail. Because news will travel fast and reputations follow quickly. And with this great community, you have no chance to live or even support that kind of a business in this kind of environment, right? Because there's too many good people. But Joey, sorry, buddy. I just wanted to answer that question in the chat.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You know what I mean?
We all agree.
What's best for you. Yeah,
we all agree. As far as the inconsistent work schedule goes, if you know that you're going to be working an inconsistent schedule like that, and you know that your schedule is set that way, you can set up your shows in advance. A lot of people do not set up shows in advance. They set it up for that one day and that's it. So nobody can actually go in and see what they're doing, when they're going to be on again. Because like when you're in your show, like if like this show right now. So if we're in here and I'm doing my show right now, but I can say, hey, listen, go bookmark my show on Thursday because I'm doing this. Go bookmark my show on Friday because I'm doing this. So your inconsistent work schedule could work for you in other ways that it don't work for everybody else.
Another thing that I've been seeing, it's talk about the lying. A lot of people like claim sales. You go on, people like that they can get $2 claim sales, and you go in, they go $2 claim sales, and then you go in and they're going through a short box and they go, this is $10. This is $15. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep.
You got people coming in looking for the claim sale, and you're sitting there saying, oh no, that's not a $2 book. All kind of bullshit.
That's why
it's like another form of deception. Yeah,
it is. Like when I do my shows, as you can see when you go on my shows, I have all my wall books in the background. Okay, they know that they're not going to be $2 claims. Books on my rack, okay, are not going to be. I have a short box of stuff. Every book that I pull out of that short box is going to be for that show. Exactly what it's going to be, exactly what it states. Okay, so like I said, you got to be honest and transparent about how you run your shows, how you do your shows. Okay, you can't lie to people, and that's all I got to say to that.
Yeah, with those claim shows, I've seen this a lot lately, where they'll say the $3 books or the $2 books, and then the person's claiming them, and when they go to check them out, they're like, this is $3, this is $6, this is $10. Oh, I want 15 for this one. Let me look this one up. And I'm like cringing as it's happening, and I know the person who's on the buying end of it is got to be like wanting to duck. I know I want to duck.
You want to know something? Seriously, I just want to interrupt 1 second, then I'll stop. A lot of people can't afford to buy books at a certain time during their week until they get paid. Okay, so a lot of people will come and hang out in the room, and I've had this all the time. Hey, listen, I didn't get paid yet. I can't buy the books. So you know what I tell everybody? Claim your book that you want, and I'll put it on the side for you, and I hold it. Okay, I'll set up boxes. I set up boxes for everybody that they want to claim, and then they could come back at a later date and pick it up. I don't mind. You know, if they don't pick it up in a certain amount of time, then it goes back. But usually 99% of the times they come back and pick it up because I accommodate them in a way that
Right.
they can be accommodated.
Right.
Yep. No,
But
definitely.
you're not deceiving them in the fact of what
No,
they're claiming.
nope, nope. Like
And
you'll see
that's
my
what
claim show here tomorrow. $2 starts on all randoms. I got a whole short box set up. Whatever comes out of that box is $2 or $1, depending on the way I see the book. But I'm not going to say that, hey, I pulled this book out of the box and it's a $15 book. I'm going to charge you $15. That's deceiving the customer.
exactly.
Let me
Exactly.
tell you whatnot's happened and whatnot. Over 2 years ago, you would be able to jump in that pool on whatnot, and everybody, when you're in a pool and there's like 10 people in there, you get your own little spot in the pool, and you're sitting in your corner. I'm gonna go sit by this jet. Then what happened over the last 2 years is they have brought bus. It's like bringing bus loads of people, and now you got 75 kids jumping into that same pool.
Well, they brought in
It's
50,000 people in 2 weeks.
there's very very similar. So the competition's more. So what? And we have talked about this on What Not Why Not before. What separates you from someone else? If you are just on the bin thing, or if you're just sitting there and basically whining because nobody's buying anything or whatever, then you know what I'm talking about, like, I show a book up, there's nobody really here, and like, pay attention. I've walked in a room where it was just me and that person, and they're sitting there. I'm like, run a giveaway, do something, change something up. I'm like, it stop. If it's not working, you got to change up doing something you do. Or maybe you're just in the wrong time spot. Like Joey said, you can go on at any different time. There's different buyers. That person may not be looking for it. For example, nudie books, they may not sell at 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, or they may. Who knows? You don't know what person's off that day. And now we're going to be coming in, and this is something big. Talk about time zones. We also got to talk about seasons. We are coming into the seasons now where there's a lot of conventions. There's almost a convention every single weekend now from here till November.
November.
Tis the
Then
season.
then we got people, the weather's getting nicer. People are going to be doing other things, vacations. There's going to be a bunch of different event concerts, you name it. So it's going to change. If the culture's going to change a little bit and everything, and if you're not standing out of the crowd, you're going to be left behind.
Well, also back to your point about the conventions and everything, there are plenty of people out here who don't thrive on that hype and FOMO of the convention exclusive. So there are people out here who bypass all that convention stuff.
Yeah. They definitely do. I mean, it's coming, but again, just like Michael King said, sports, kids, kids doing sports, you're taking them everywhere now because there's more stuff. But I wanted to address Burnt Doors thing about being consistent while with inconsistent schedule. Use your social media. Use it. Have your people that are your buyers, get them following you on your social media so you can, yes, you can post on the show when your next one's going to be, but also, prep a few things where you can have a video of it, either put it on the Whatnot board or put it in your social media and, blast it out to everyone. Hey, I'm going to be going live in a couple hours, right? It's nice to be able to have that to do. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Control
It's
the
like
things
free
you can't-
advertising.
Right. Control the things you can't control and not the ones you can't control.
Yeah.
That's the whole big deal of it.
Yeah.
You can't control when Tom or Davis
Nope.
Ryder
Nope.
or other people that decide to do a pop-up and they
Mhm.
got whatever. Who cares?
Exactly.
Okay. We're going to move to the final topic, or at least the of the 3. The new giveaway rule changes. Did
Okay.
everyone?
I'm not familiar with it because I didn't read it yet.
Okay.
Nor am I.
Did
So
every-
somebody can go over it.
Okay. Skip. I actually brought them the features that are here, so I'm going to put it up. Is the pictures right here? Here's the main one.
Oh yeah, we can read that.
I don't know if well, okay. Important constraints. If you offer a choice, keep these. Oh, sorry. This is on a giveaway. Let me do the other one first. Running and gunning violations. Whatnot monitors giveaway abuse. If a seller consistently starts giveaways and ends them in under 5 seconds to try to beat the form fillers, it flags the account for circumventing giveaway tools, trying to bypass the laws, poor buyer experience. So that was a big one.
So wait
that
6
came up.
seconds.
No, there's a workaround that.
Okay.
I have a workaround that. I found it. It's right in the whatnot rules and policy procedures.
Well, these are the whatnot procedures. That's what I'm bringing up.
Yeah, but you read all the way down at the bottom, you'll find the loophole.
Yeah, which is what I brought up first.
I thought you said you didn't read it.
No, I read the giveaway rules back a couple of weeks ago on the ones that they sent out.
Okay, well these are like kind of
changes.
changed. Yeah, these are changes. If you what you can do is you can offer a choice. If you offer a choice, keep these 3 rules in mind. Equal value to avoid any bait and switch complaints. The items should ideally have a similar approximate retail value that you list in the giveaway description. And now that's part of it is you have to list what you're giving away. No purchase link choices. You cannot offer a winner a better choice because they bought something earlier in the show. The choices must be the same for the winner, regardless of whether they entered via a purchase or the free entry method, which is the form fillers. Physical presence. Since you can't require a winner to be active in the chat to claim the prize, you should have a default prize ready. Note if the winner doesn't respond in the chat, and Joey, this is for you, doesn't respond in your chat or message within a reasonable time frame, you should ship the primary or default item listed in the giveaway title to ensure you meet whatnot's shipping.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. So that was the main stuff. Basically, it's kind of buyers' giveaways have to be sent to form fillers no matter what. They cannot they have to receive a default item to mitigate this. Blah blah blah. 10 seconds minimum. When offering a choice, blah blah blah, and we brought that up. So, what does everyone have to say if they read it or if they didn't? So
I'm gonna give you. You can go on to everybody else because I'm gonna look up that stuff that I was talking to you about.
Okay, all right. Skippin, I know you read it, so let's hear what you've got to say.
Well, I understand why they're doing it. But they need to just get rid of the buyer giveaway, in my opinion, because it's not just for buyers. If you can feel it, and I understand why they do it because it's federal law. So, I think the culture of giving gifts away is kind of become a beast of its own on Whatnot. I've seen people go in the streams and ask, "What's your giveaway?" My stream as well as other people's stream. And here's the problem I have. If you as soon as you post your giveaways, a form filler can go in and fill out the form.
Mm-hmm.
But a buyer has to be present because they got to click on the button when it runs. So that's unfair. It's unfair.
I agree.
You should have to be present
I
to
couldn't
win.
agree more about the comment about it's become a beast of its own. That's so succinct.
It is. And you know, I am on the fence. I like personalizing my gifts. When I do buyer giveaways, sometimes I like doing a unboxing, and I don't know what the value is inside that box without looking at the receipt and seeing what I paid for it. And that takes away from the unboxing. And sometimes it's a good book, sometimes it's a bad book. And sometimes when I'm giving toys away, I like to get, if someone's a Star Wars collector or a Spider-Man collector, I don't want to have to give them X-Man, or, I like to personalize it. So, but I understand why they're doing it on the same aspect of it, is because people will say, okay, well, you only bought $1 book, I'm only going to give you $1 book. Right. And, so I get why they're doing it, but again, I wish they'd just get rid of it, and then we could just and this is where I'm starting to head towards, is just start adding the items when I want to give something away, and just take the buyer's names and put them in a hat, and then just draw it on the backside and not even say anything. Right? Not even say anything, and then just add something special to their package. But again, I like the personal aspect of, if I have shirts, for instance, I may have a MegaCon shirt, I may have a Chucky shirt, and I may have a Spider-Man shirt, right? And or 20 other shirts, but they all have different values, and they all are different sizes. And I don't want to send Punisher a shirt that's a size small when I know he wears an extra large or a 2X or whatever, right? And
Magnum.
well, there's that. But you get what I'm saying as far as the specialization. But I personally don't, and never have looked at it as, you've only spent this much money. I don't like the fact that form fillers can get in, but again, I understand. But I think they should have to be present to win. And I do know I've entered contests that said you had to be present to win, and there was an alternative way to purchase, or I mean, not purchase, but alternative way to enter, but you had to be present to win. So, I mean, I haven't really researched the laws on that, but I'm pretty sure that federal law, that there's something in there that says that there's a way to do it where you have to be present to win. And I think that you should have to be present to win. A buyer is present, and it says that if you leave the room, that your name is taken out. And then if you re-enter, you're re-entered again in that 5-minute time, or the time that the giveaway is running.
Exactly.
But a form filler can fill it out from 12:01 Eastern to 11:59 Eastern of the day that giveaway is scheduled to run, and not be present to win.
Mm-hmm.
That is wrong. That's where my problem comes in.
All right,
bigger
here,
than the selection. I like to be able to give selection, and I'm going to continue to let people have a selection. And I don't have a big problem with Gibby Goblins. Occasionally when they do, they come in, they win something. If they win it, I kick it out. And I was doing it where, um, if they come in and they enter it and I see that they're not a buyer, then, I'll slap something up there that's because I list everything as stickers. It's easy. It's handled, and sometimes it is a sticker, sometimes it's a card, sometimes it's a comic book, and that may bite me in the ass. But the first time I get reported for it is the last giveaway. If I get suspended for my giveaways, I won't be giving giveaways anymore. I'll be doing it on the backside where I just put a gift in their box and say thank you, and I won't do no more giveaways.
This is from Whatnot Legal, what they sent out. If you offer purchase as a method of entering your promotion, aka buy a giveaway, and use chance, aka wheel, to select the winner of your promotion, you must also offer a free alternative method of entering AMOE, such as email or mailing in a 3x5 card to avoid violating the criminal lottery laws. The free AMOE must be clearly disclosed whenever you talk about the purchase method of entry. Entrants using the free AMOE must have the same opportunity to enter or win the same prize, e.g., they must be able to enter the same number of times, and the entries must be included in the same drawing. Okay? That is Whatnot Legal. That is your loophole. That is your loophole.
Right. That's what I was doing with the essay. That's exactly what what it says.
So the only thing
but they also say that the form is the loophole. I mean, is the alternative way that you cannot do another thing. If you read,
but you don't have to use this. They're telling you right there and then in the statement from legal that you do not have to use a buyer giveaway in order to do your buyer giveaway. You can use a wheel of chance.
It's not a loophole, Joey.
It's a workaround.
No, it's not. The point is if you run that giveaway and you said, hey, you have to send in this, right?
All right, you misunderstood.
And someone wins, and you didn't get, and the person didn't get the opportunity to send in a card or an email or whatever, and you did it without it, you broke the laws. That's what I'm saying, is it's not a workaround if you run it and you don't have the people have the option to, or don't have
it states as long as you give everybody the same chance of winning, whether it be a 3x5 card or an email.
But you haven't given them the chance, because if they
have to
send you a postcard, that's got to take time in the mail.
Right. That's for future promotions, but you can give them the email to send it to, and you can do it before you do anything. And if they want enter, but I'm going to tell you something. This is going to tell people, hey, look, I'm not going to bother with that shit.
Possibly.
I'm not going to do the email or the 3x5 card. It's going to tend to steer them away.
Oh, they will for things like PS5s and whatever. Maybe not for $1 comic book or whatever, but like I'm just saying we're giving advice to new sellers.
I'm not giving advice. I'm just stating what it says in the Whatnot Legal.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Whatnot Legal is taken from federal law legal.
Yes.
Writing.
Okay.
I'm gonna respond to something in the chat. There was somebody that said something they don't really care for stickers or cards. I'll explain why that's done. Is the cost, because we can ship that for 74 cents for every single giveaway we do. Considering if we didn't do it, we would have to pay for ground advantage. That averages about 4 something, and because of Whatnot wants us to do it, plus to help with followers and to give something back, it basically just breaks down the cost of why you're seeing stickers and cards. because for those of us that have ran a lot of giveaways before earlier on, we have turned around and lost easily $100+ right off the top, just to give giveaways on top of
Not
the
including
books
the
on
cost.
top of it. So that's the reason why we do that. I know we hear all the, and I could tell you the only negative review I've ever had is from a stupid giveaway. And I tell you, and I know some other people that have had the same issue, or you have the people that come in and go, "What's the giveaway? What's the giveaway?" To me, I don't see a lot of these people. So I'm kind of wondering, do these people actually work for Whatnot? Are they involved with Whatnot some way? Are they the ones that win these huge prizes? I'm almost questioning when Mr. Beast came on and they're controlling it. Did they have something to do with the prizes for that too?
The guy standing right next to him won a $30,000 card.
So I'm just kind of thinking, it could be manipulated. It could everything. Are they coming in and taking these big prizes?
Yeah, I don't know. But I want to add something to what you mentioned about the cost. If you look at it in the way that we have to look at it as sellers, okay? A giveaway for a book goes as follows. You're going to pay the $4.56 for that book. You're going to also incur the cost of the book, which is $4 or more. Plus, you're going to incur the shipping supplies. So you're looking at close to $10 per giveaway. So if you do 20 giveaways in one night, you just gave away $200 of merchandise and shipping and everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my question, everybody, I have never been shy about this. I don't give a
I don't give
rat's ass about the rules when it comes to giveaways. My mindset, no matter what the rules have always said, is I'm giving it away. It's my money, and I'm deciding who's going to get it when it comes to a buyer, not on who specifically is going to win it. I am saying is, and if Whatnot keeps pushing this nonsense because of all these form fillers and because it's the law and because of all that, and they want to side with them and basically fuck the sellers, fine. I don't need to run a buyer's givey. I will be more than happy to select a buyer from my selection and give them something nice.
All right. So you
And
want
write a nice little note out and say, "Hey, I appreciate you came in my stream. You bought a bunch of cool stuff. I appreciate you. Here you go. Thank you." And you know what? Fuck that and Whatnot when it comes to that.
All right. So listen to this, okay? I see a lot of sellers. My biggest purchaser of the night is going to get this. That is so totally illegal. It is not funny. You know that, right? So the biggest buyer of the night, whoever purchases the largest amount, gets this slab. That is totally illegal.
Same with most thing. Or what do you call it? When you most purchased, not dollar value.
The highest amount purchased in the show gets this slab or gets this book or gets this. All right. You can't do that either.
Yep.
Nobody said that I'm going to say that in a stream.
No. This has nothing to do. This has nothing to do with you.
I'm saying this is a thank you because anybody that's ever bought from me, I have always put something extra in their package, whether they want to give you or not.
But to what you're saying is you cannot mention that on your show that you're going to give this out to that person. You just need to send it to them without saying anything.
Yeah.
I have threatened Whatnot to ban my ass on my show, so I'm not afraid of that.
So have I.
Well, here's the thing before we move on to another topic, but Alien's perspective and my perspective are going to be a little bit different, and I want to hear Alien's, is because we're under Canadian laws, right? So we don't have to our buyers giveaways aren't required for this. They can't make us do this, especially if if it's not for international buyers. Number two, we have a law in Canada that you have to answer a skill testing question, which means you have to be present to get it.
Okay.
We
Damn
can
it, Santa.
we
Now
can
I'm going to
force
have to be Canadian for my buyer's givvies.
Yeah, I guess we all are.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
guys. It's
Alien.
usually like a really simple math question with using bed mass,
Yeah,
brackets
yeah,
and so on.
yeah. But anyways, Alien. But go. Give your
All right, yeah.
yeah.
So for me, guys, I've always just given away free ones, whatever, not like a buyer, just like a whatever. And I turn it on for followers only. So at least please follow me, and I'll you can enter the giveaway, right? And I turn on international too because I don't do too many shows and I don't do too many giveaways. But when I do, I don't mind if it's a couple bucks to send out. But I can understand the gripes of some of the other sellers, given some of the higher volume sellers and all those funky regulations that you got to live by as well. Yeah, there's that skill testing question thing. Like I said, it's usually a simple math question. Add 4, start with 6, add 4, divide by 2, that kind of thing. But
Joey's still adding it.
Stop. I can't concentrate.
so
That's fine,
He's
Joey.
got to
That's
get his
fine.
calculator out.
I got to
So,
kick
yeah,
off my sock.
So I just do the free or follower giveaway rather. And yeah, I'm the same as Punisher. I don't really care either. I just kind of put something in people's packages too. I usually say something like new customers will get a free book. I'm gonna have to check out the rules to see if I'm allowed to do that anymore. But anyway, I usually just give people stuff anyway too. So no real hard or fast feelings about this, except I just want to make my customers happy. So whatever the hell or whatever the fuck we're supposed to do, I'm in for it.
New sellers. I'm just going to put it out there for new sellers. That's why you come to Whatnot. Why not? Stay away from the buyer's giving, period. Don't deal with the headaches. If you want to do a couple followers giveaway, follow what we said about how to do the 74 cent. So that way you're not getting all that money taken away from you. If you decide to do something special, best thing for new sellers, just stay the fuck away from buyer's givings, period. It's a pain in the ass. It's bullshit that you don't need to deal with, and just don't do it.
I agree.
I agree.
Until you're established and you've got yourself a good 15, 20 people in your room on a consistent basis,
Mhm.
and everything, and you've got good buyers, and don't touch it. In fact, I'll even go figure. Everybody maybe give an idea of what you think, maybe a dollar value that you like a goal for the show, and if you go above it, you do a buyer giveaway if you're new, not new, but kind of new, and a dollar value that you won't bother.
Let me put an
Now,
example. You're a brand new seller, right? You had your first show. You sit there, you fucked up your shipping with your thing. You decide to run a bunch of giveaways. All of a sudden, you got, like Joey said, you got $200 wrapped up in that. Then you decide to give, I'm going to give this $50 book away for a buyer's givey. Then you're screwed up in that. Then by the time you go look at your sales, and by the time Whatnot takes their fees and all that fees, you're like, what the hell? And then you're like, oh, I screwed up. Just don't do it. Seriously, you're not. If somebody comes in just for their buyer givey and that's all they're there for, do you really need them?
no.
Okay,
And I've
we just
seen
had a
people that
question.
have literally canceled their orders because they didn't win the buyer giveaway.
Exactly. Also, Clarissa stated that some sellers also, for being a first-time buyer, gets a special gift and don't do giveaways. I always give new purchasers a +1. Always. They always
Joey
get a free
pick.
book. No, it's something that coincides in what they purchased.
What are you talking about? First time I purchased from you, I got pics of you. I don't know what the hell I got.
Those were feet picks, man.
That was
Those
his,
were
that was his
so
special
powerful.
That
OnlyFans.
coincided with what you bought.
That was the only.
Good burn. Good burn.
Oh God, that is too much.
But just be cautious as a new seller, guys. I mean, that's why we're here to help you guys. We might be talking about topics and a lot of this stuff, but overall, don't get yourself burned by shipping. Get your shipping together correctly. We have done plenty of whatnot shows on shipping. We have done plenty of shows on how to set up giveaways. You can always reach out to people, but I'm just telling you, until you got yourself established and you can pull a show and you're like, okay, that's fine. I've seen it too many times of these people that sell 12 books and they give away a $30 book. And
Mhm.
I look at the solds and I'm like, you made $29. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I've seen that over and over and over and over and over on small streams. And stop it. Stop it. You're not getting anything from giving a buyer giveaway. It's not helping you get more purchases. I promise you that. I've sold almost 17,000 sales at this point. I promise you, the buyer giveaway is not going to make you more money.
Mm-mm.
It's simply a gift to thank the people that are there.
Yeah, but a lot of people, a lot of sellers use the buyer's giveaway with this slab as an incentive for people to come in and purchase.
I
Okay,
understand
they're
that, but
not-
most of the time, the person that's buying that's only getting it for the giveaway, is buying a $2 item anyway, and that sale is not making or changing your fucking bottom dollar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, you'll make a couple of those $1 or $2 sales, those small sales, but the person is simply buying that $1 or $2 item to get in it just so they're not a form filler, which is absolutely fine.
But,
And God
it's
forbid.
it's not going to really affect the end dollar at the end of at the end of your show. You're doing buyer giveaways solely as a gift to thank your buyers. Stop looking at it as an avenue to promote more sales, because it doesn't. You may get a few dollars extra in at the end of your show, but you are not making mass dollars over those simple entries. Stop looking at it that way. It is solely a gift to thank your buyers. It's not going to help your overall show sales unless you're a big seller and then you're offering something like, an Xbox or a PS or a big ticket item, right? Unless you're doing something big like that and you're to that point, the gifts are simply a gift to thank your buyers. And whether you throw something in on sales, whether you do it to, whether it's for a first time customer, however you do it, understand it's just simply a gift to thank your buyers. And it's not truly, your buyers are going to buy if they want to buy the book on
And-
the masses. If you were giving away a 300 or 181 or one of those big books, right? Yeah, you're going to end up with a few more sales. But on average, the average giveaway, an everyday slab, you're not going to get a lot of people purchasing a bunch of stuff just to get that entry. They're going to buy the stuff because they want the stuff.
Mhm.
It's not just the one, like you said, and it's not just like the 181. You've got to recoup that cost on top of the cost of all the books you sold. On top of that, and if you're a new seller, please don't do a game system. Please don't do a game system, because even if it's a $200 whatever, if you're a new seller because you see other people doing it, you have to recoup that cost plus all the costs of the books that you sold in order to even turn a profit.
Exactly. And chances are the people that are buying just to buy into the giveaway, it's not going to accumulate to the amount of the gift you're given.
And I do this for my stream. Put no cancellations in the descriptions of your auctions.
Every single one.
I don't do a bin show. I have a couple things in my bin, but when I run my auctions, my 1, 3, 5, 10, whatever numbers I do, I go in there somewhere and put no cancellations. So when that comes up, it says no cancellations because, like Skipping said, they pull the big givey. Say you're giving away a PS5. They pull that givey. So it doesn't matter if it's a fucking dollar book. You will have people sit there and try to get
Cancel
a
their
refund.
fucking order.
Mhm.
I have literally been in a stream. I was in Metal Wizard's stream. Good guy, good stream. Giving away, I think it was the one, I can't even remember. It was like a 300. It was a big book. And the person didn't win it. And I had the same guy, I had beat him on a book. And I said, give the book to the guy, right? I was just doing it as kind of a promotional thing, you know, and I was wanting to get in the giveaway, but I didn't necessarily want the book. And I was just playing along with the stream and having fun and everything like that. That guy literally said, I didn't win. I want to cancel my order. And then he said, go ahead and give the book that T had given me and send it to her. I don't worry about sending me anything. Because he didn't win the big book. And I was like, block. I
Yep.
blocked him from my show, and I will block anybody from any show I see that does that on any category, because I don't want to ever do business with that person. Period. And I don't
Wasn't it-
want them in my show.
wasn't it
But I've
Mastermind?
seen it. No, I'm not masterminds. I had a problem with people coming in on my that, but that's another subject. But as far as no, that was Metal Wizard was the last one I saw, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in my own stream. After I run a giveaway, the person, they didn't get the giveaway and they canceled their order. And it was like a $1 order. Well, I'll cancel your fucking order. I don't give a shit. I'll sell it to somebody else. Or I'll give it away. I don't really care. You know, and then I block them so they're not coming back. If it's, I will cancel somebody's order also if they're a regular customer and say they accidentally purchased something and it's not a everyday thing with them. It's like a one-off situation, and they bought the book and they thought they were thinking that they needed 356 and they needed 355 or whatever. And they messaged me, I don't mind canceling a person's order. I don't. But if it's because you didn't win a giveaway, I promise you this, you won't be back on my stream. And I don't feel bad about it at all, because that's bullshit. It's bull. If you're only buying to get in the giveaway, you might as well fill out the form and be that person too. Because it's the same type of person.
All right. Well,
The only time I
we're-
let somebody cancel is if, you know, you don't, unless it's a silver or golden age or a big book where you're showing the whole thing and you put it up, you put the next book up, you're streaming, you're putting the next book up. And then when somebody buys it and you pick it up and you go, oh shit, I didn't see that at first. When you put it down, hey, if you would like to cancel, go ahead. That's the only time
Absolutely.
I ever let somebody cancel.
Yeah, well, I'll let people cancel. I don't get a lot of it. I get more failed payments than I get cancellations, and I don't even get a lot of those. But it's the one-off person that didn't win the giveaway that's the guy that I won't even send him the book. I'll accept cancellation because I don't want to deal with him on the backside, leaving a bad review or doing something backslided like that, because they don't want to pay for the damn book in the first place. Just sell it to somebody else that does want it, that will appreciate it, and that will cherish it, or, you know, love it in their collection.
Yep.
It's
right.
just dealing with cancellations. I just as soon accept it.
well,
I don't need their money that damn bad.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We're no. We're just hitting the 2-hour
Got
mark.
me out of
so we're-
soapbox.
I forgot to do it. I was gonna get just as a joke for people when we go too long. I was gonna get the little video of Arnold from Kindergarten Cop going, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!" uh, just as a, as a good joke. But anyways, um,
Stop talking.
uh, I want everyone to tell everyone where they can find you, and of course what you've got coming up, both on Whatnot, on anything else. So, Alien, you're up first.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Great conversation again this week, and great advice as well. I'm really humbled that you guys invite me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, I hadn't had a show for a while. It's not a tumor, but I should be coming back in full force in April. So watch for us at Alien Warrior 75 on Whatnot, and you can reach me at aliencomics.ca. If you follow me on X, I'm also there at Alien Warrior 75. As Flat Earth Santa said, we're based in Canada, so shipping all over wherever the international limits go. And yeah, great conversation, guys. We'll see you next time.
What's the matter?
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
I had it. I had that one. Okay, skipping. What have you got? Where can they find you? What have you got coming up?
Thursday, Friday, 4 o'clock. Typically Sundays, but not this week. I'm going to pick up another load of books and some cards and whatnot from my mom's house but other than that, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it. It was a good show, good conversation, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Awesome. Mr. Punisher?
I am Punisher Rider. If you haven't figured out who I am yet, you will. Punisher Rider 1 on Instagram. I appreciate all of you, Joey, Skip, and Alien, and Flat. You guys, great conversation tonight. I think it's a lot of different perspectives. It's amazing to hear. We agree on some stuff, but again, you don't have to agree on everything. But you guys, it's part of this community we talked about earlier. Again, you guys are absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, I was planning on coming on this Saturday, but we have a situation in my real job, and I am covering 3 post offices right now by myself. So, and I actually have to go into work on Saturday. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to move my show back one more week, but it's all right. You know what? When Punisher Rider comes on, it's going to be a hell of a ride no matter what. It's always a fun time. Besides that, just real quick, me and Surtur, we are working on another huge project. We'll get you guys details like we always do as we get closer. And August 7th through the 9th, we will be at Terrificon. Me and Surtur have a booth along with Flat Earth Santa. Santa will be at my booth with his thing. It's going to be absolute fire. We've already designed and picked out our new book for that, and I can't wait till you guys see it. It's going to be a blast. And we've got big things. A lot of people from MegaCon told Surtur they are excited about things that me and him do, and they can't wait till what we see we bring him in the future. So it's very, very humbling that people appreciate what we do, and I want to thank everyone that's ever been a big supporter of the Punisher Rider.
Very nice. And just to add on to it, when I dropped off a Surtur book at GalaxyCon, the CGC person that was there specifically said, "Oh, this is a Surtur book." I'm like, "Yeah." So trust me, even CGC knows about it. So, Joey.
Well, we are verified.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
All
What
right.
have you got coming up?
I want to say thank you, Flat Earth, for inviting me all the time. I appreciate it. I enjoy it. And, you know, giving some of the new sellers a lot of advice so that they can get going and everything like that. But you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Joey DWW1. I have a lot of shows set up already. I go through all the way through May, so you can find what I have. Usually, what I'm doing is Sundays, I'm doing FOC pre orders. Tuesday, I'm doing new releases. Saturdays, I'm doing new releases. And Thursdays, I do randoms. So if anybody wants, you can go and check me out, hook me up, whatever you need. Let me know what you're looking for. And that's basically about it.
Well, Joey, tell them about the book club.
Oh, yeah, the book club. So I incorporated this book club into my streams where a $20 purchase gets you a new release, but also gets you all the perks of the book club, which is 20% off all books, no matter what it is. You get your own special code. You got yours, Flat Earth, right?
I didn't.
You didn't? I sent it to you, but I'll send it to you again on whatnot. Okay, so everybody gets their own code, and all you got to do is insert that into your wallet, and it's good for every single show. I do special perks for club members only, where I'll do a giveaway once a month of something really nice, and I'll do giveaways during the course of the month. Like Flat Earth, you got a Odin, didn't you? Odin ash can.
Yep.
Yeah, so I got free copies of Odin ash cans, so I gave them away to all the club members. So you'll be able to get 20% off any book that I put up as long as you got your code set up in the auction and in the wallet. And it doesn't matter if it's a wall book or if it's a big book. It doesn't really make a difference. But I did this, and the reason why I do the FOC pre-orders because I can't mention the website on Whatnot. So I bring the website to the buyers on Sunday mornings so they can go ahead and pre-order their books. Now, once you pre-order a book, what I'll do is I'll send you your receipt that comes from Whatnot, what you pre-ordered, but I'll also send you a couple of books, you know, in with your package, so you're not just receiving a receipt. But I also order the books for you because the way I want this to happen is I don't want buyers to come into the show and only see what I ordered. I want the buyers to get what they want to order. Okay. And then I incorporate that into a Google Sheet so that I know when the books come out, they start coming out. All I got to do is look at the FOC, the in-store date, and I'll pull all those books. You don't have to pay extra shipping or anything. So I get my books on Friday. Saturday morning, those books will be out to you what you pre-ordered. And you're guaranteed to get the book at the price, not the FOMO hype price if the book goes up to $20 or something like that, like the Absolute Batmans or the Dorks or anything like that. So you're guaranteed to get all your books at the price that you paid.
That's nice. I like that.
And of course, for me, obviously, what you're watching, Whatnot, Why Not? So don't have to, push that one. Mondays, bragging rights. This show is really exploding. In fact, both are. I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun on bragging rights. We've got a new champion this week. So he's going to defend his crown.
How does bragging rights work?
Well, in fact, it used to be you bring on 3 books, you show them, and the chat votes. Well, now we've actually changed it up. So each round, 3 books will be shown, but you won't know who the book is from. So 3 contestants come on, and you've got to send the images of the books at least 2 hours ahead of time. Contestants must choose which book for which round. So if you send three images, you've got to tell me which round it is. Images will have to be on a solid color background, so I can actually remove the background in the image easily. And each round, the chat will vote on who they think is best, and then you'll get to show, of course, the books after everybody's voted, and the puppet breaks a tie. So it's basically like show the cool things. that
Oh,
you've done the last
don't
couple of
skip
weeks.
the final. Don't forget the
Oh,
final one.
yes,
The Punisher rule.
the Punisher Rider rule is still in effect, and that is if you show your asshole, threaten to show your asshole, threaten to show your ass, or anything of the sort, you are instantly disqualified to try to get people to vote for you. That's just completely out.
What about if you send a? Is this on YouTube?
This is on YouTube. Yeah, it's live every Monday at 8:00.
8:00 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't you sign up?
Yeah, you can sign up and you could say, "Hey, I got these books in the last couple of weeks." You show them, and
I ain't
it's a
got
lot
the
of
book
fun.
that you guys want to see. What are you kidding me?
Don't think for an
Don't think
instant that you
so.
can't, because Soda
I
Pop
came on.
Soda Pop showed a Spotlight 5 and lost that round to a
To who?
booby book. To a booby book.
Oh shit! I got those.
So trust me,
In a minute.
it can happen.
All right.
Yeah.
So where do I sign up?
It's when you go to it's in the description. If you go to my YouTube page, it's in the you go to the live tab and you look up one of the bragging rights in the last couple weeks, and the link is right there
Okay.
in the description.
Alrighty.
So yeah, everybody, if anybody else wants to sign up,
Yeah, Joey,
do the
sign up
same.
in 2 weeks.
Why
It's a
sign
lot of
up in
fun.
2 weeks?
Hey,
It's a
nerdy.
lot. It's a lot of fun. So just sign up for whenever.
Hey, dude.
This
By the
week's
way,
full. Next week's full. So sign up for the second week.
yeah, nerdy. Nerdy's my Turner Grail buddy. We both have the same Turner Grail.
What is that?
It's the Superman Batman #8 San Diego Comic-Con edition that Turner did.
Okay.
I've wanted that book since it came out, and it took me a year of getting my friend to finally sell it to me after a year, and I had to go to Cleveland to get it. So
And I want to tell you guys something. You guys are making a difference. I know a lot of people are watching the show, and what they like about it, from what I've been getting feedback, is it's real. It's
Mhm.
not hype. It's just real. And we just tell it how it is.
absolutely, it is the best. And
Rocks.
but and I want to thank everybody, the panelists, for always coming on. It's awesome. Alien, you're my Canadian buddy. You're
buddy.
I know what it's all about. Skipping, I'm glad I made a friend with you. You're
Absolutely.
awesome. You are generous to a fault at times.
Yeah, probably.
You're way too nice, and we love you for it.
I
Joey,
don't think that's possible, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Joey, you're awesome, dude. This is kind of, when I saw one of your streams, kind of gave me the idea for What Not Why Not.
That's fine.
And that was, and blame Pilsner on that one, because he's the
That's
one
fine.
that
It's all good, man. As long as people look, the thing that I hate the most about Whatnot right now is not teaching their new sellers how to do it the right way.
yeah.
That's
Throwing
the
them in
one
the
thing
deep
that
end.
sucks.
Yeah, throw them in the deep end without
Yeah.
without
Look,
the
as a matter of fact, one of the girls that I deal with, she did a show 5 for 5. Okay, she sold a lot of books. She had $182 in shipping fees. Why? Because she did not have her show set up the correct way with the right profiles for shipping. Okay, So how do you do that? You give somebody, you throw them in the water and you say, swim, and you're drowning.
Yep.
$182 in shipping. So do you know what that cost her?
Yep.
$182.
$2.
No, it cost her more than $182. She lost most of her show.
Yeah.
Because of that, most of her sales.
Yep. And of course, I bust on Punisher, but he's a good friend. He'll always be there. It's almost like it's vomit in my mouth saying it like this, but you know, anyway, I gotta get the joke in
All
there
you
as
got to
well.
do is read the chat. All you got to read. Punisher is Stippin's mom's favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. It's those West Coasters. They're crazy at times.
I've even heard that people have said, my fiance thinks you're the best. I'm like, listen, I signed pics on the side, okay?
uh and yeah, and but literally it is it's real. It's we just want to help as much as we can. That's what I love about it. So guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. Chat, couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't do without you. You guys
All
are
right, and that
awesome.
point,
You
I gotta
make
go
it
eat.
so much fun. All right, Joey. All right. Yeah. Well, we're gonna see everybody next week. I'll be backstage if you want to chat. But
I can't
if
tonight,
not,
guys. I got to get
yeah,
up early. I
Yeah,
got
me
to.
too.
You guys all have a great
no
week.
worries.
Yes.
Yeah,
enjoy.
everyone have fun.
All
All right.
Hey,
I'm gonna
everybody.
play
Thank you.
everybody out.
Later, guys.
Later.
Bye.